We recommend that you use the CMC computed angles for your auto maneuver and see how that works out. If it doesn't bring you up with the M line parallel to the horizon at the substellar point, we'll see if we can get you some ground computed angles. I guess the big thing here is to make sure that the M line is parallel at the substellar point so we get a good angular measurement. Over.
Yeah, I believe.
Roger, roger.
Yeah.
Star 37 is Nunki, N-U-N-K-I. Apollo 11 is on program 52, which is realignment of the platform prior to beginning the cislunar navigation operation.
Houston, Apollo 11, marking on this star. I got a noun 87 twice in a row of 5 balls, so that's sufficient for a cal.
That's certainly very sufficient.
Okay. So now I'm going to go to Pooh, and I'm going to take your 3 angles and do a verb 49 maneuver to your substellar point, okay?
Okay, we recommend that for the first star, since we gave you a new state vector, we'd like to try the CMC computed angles for the auto maneuver.
Okay.
And have you hit proceed on this display to enter the 0?
Not yet.
Okay. Uh, 11 Houston, over the past 2 hours we've seen a slight continuing increase in partial pressure CO2. Have you, in fact, changed the CO2 canister yet this morning? We don't need to do it right now. We'd just like to confirm that our instrumentation is in good shape. Over.
No, we haven't changed any canister this morning.
Okay. Then I guess we can plan on accomplishing that after P23 is over and you got the LAB clear.
All right.
Houston, Apollo 11, we're in the process of maneuvering to P23's desired attitude. It likes roll 8.37, pitch 61.33, and yaw 339.87. Over.
Roger, we copy. And that's for star 01.
Star 01, Earth near horizon, code 110.
Roger.
Houston, Apollo 11, on this star, the auto maneuver works just fine. I'm right at the substellar point. Everything looks beautiful, except there's no star in sight. It's just not visible.
Roger, this is for star 01.
That's correct.
You're not getting any reflections or anything like that would obscure your vision, are you?
Well, of course, the Earth is pretty bright, and the black sky, instead of being black, has sort of a rosy glow to it. And the star, unless it's a very bright one, it's probably lost somewhere in that glow, but it's just not visible. I've maneuvered the reticle considerably above the horizon to make sure that the star is not lost in the brightness below the horizon. However, even when I get the reticle considerably above the horizon so that the star should be seen against the black background, it still is not visible.
Roger, we copy. Stand by a minute, please. Uh, 11, this is Houston. Can you read us the shaft and trunnion angle off the counters?
Yeah, I'll be glad to. Shaft 331.2 and trunnion 35.85.
Roger, thank you.
It's really a fantastic sight through that section. A minute ago during that auto maneuver, the reticle swept across the Mediterranean. You could see all of North Africa absolutely clear, all of Portugal, Spain, southern France, all of Italy absolutely clear. It was just a beautiful sight.
Roger, we all envy you the view up there.
But still no star.
.11, this is Houston, over.
Go ahead, Bruce.
Roger. On our ground computers, we confirm the shaft and trunnion angle that you have as being pointed at the star. However, it looks as though that shaft and trunnion angle is also pointing into the structure of the LEM, so that while you would be getting the Earth horizon, the star LOS is obscured by the LEM. We recommend an auto maneuver to the attitudes and the pen and ink into the flight plan. Roll 177.2, pitch 298.2, and yaw 330.0. Over.
Okay, fine. I'll try that.
Hi, 11, this is Houston. While you're maneuvering here, can we get a LEM CM Delta P reading from you? Over.
Right, just a tad under 1, Bruce. 0.95.
Roger, 0.95.
This Apollo control, that reading was the difference in pressure between the lunar module cabin and the command module cabin.
Apollo 11, Houston.
Go ahead.
Is the commander aboard?
This is Jim Lovell calling Apollo 11.
Roger, commander aboard. I was a little worried. This is the backup commander still standing by. You haven't given me the word yet. How you go? You've lost your chance to take this one, Jim. Okay, I concede.
Houston, Apollo 11.
Go ahead, 11.
Okay, our maneuver is complete, and at this attitude, the M line is exactly 90 degrees out of phase. It is exactly pointed along the vector toward the center of the Earth instead of being parallel to the horizon.
Roger.
So I'm going to hold right here for your next suggestion.
Roger.
Go ahead. Okay, Houston, it appears to be okay now. We've changed our attitude slightly, and I have the star, and I'm maneuvering to get the M line parallel.
This is Houston. Roger, we copy.
This is Apollo Control at 25 hours, 20 minutes. Apollo 11.
Or standby one.
Distance is now 103,263 nautical miles. Velocity 5,256 feet per second. This Apollo Control, boy, that last announcement, those figures are not based on the proper ground elapsed time. This display is static. We don't have the present numbers.
Houston, Apollo 11, are you copying these noun 49s? We've been going through them fairly swiftly.
Yes, we certainly are. I see a plus 0.1 and a plus 0.2 on nautical miles and feet per second. Over.
Right.
11, this is Houston, over. Yeah, Mike, we show you in verb 59 right now, over.
That's right. I haven't entered. I gave it back to the computer for a second. I put the mode switch from manual back to CMC while I fooled with the diskey, and the computer drove the star off out of sight. So the delay here has been in going back to manual and finding the star again, which I've finally done. And in just a second here, I'll go to enter and get a 51 and mark on it. So as I say, for some reason, the computer drove the star off out of sight.
Okay, roger out. Apollo 11, this is Houston, over.
Go ahead.
Roger, we show you with a little less than an hour or two the mid-course correction number 2 burn. We recommend that you terminate the P-23 activities here and press on with a wastewater dump, which we need from you, and getting ready for the burn, over.
Okay.
And I have your mid-course correction number 2 pad here when you're ready to copy.
Roger, Houston, Apollo 11, ready to copy MCC2.
Apollo 11, this is Houston. Mid-course correction number 2, SPS GNN 63059er plus 097 minus 020. GET ignition 026445792 plus 00118 minus 00003 plus 00177. Roll 277355-015. Noun 44 block is NA. Delta VT 00213 003 00168. Section star 30 2082 370. The rest of the pad is NA. GDC align Vega and Deneb. Roll align 007 144 068. No LH. Lem weight 33302. And for your information, your heads will be pointed roughly towards the Earth in this burn. Read back, over.
Roger, mid-course correction number 2, STS-GNN, 63059er, plus 097, minus 020, 026, 44, 579er 2, plus 00118, minus 00003, plus 00177, 277. You're still copying, Houston, over.
Roger, still copying. Go ahead. Apollo 11, this is Houston. I copied your transmission. About roll 277. Apollo 11, this is Houston. I copied your transmission about roll 277, and go ahead from roll 277, over.
Roger. 355 015 NA 00213 003 00168 30 2082 370 Vega and Deneb 007 144 068 No Ullage, Lemway 33302, head toward the Earth, over.
11, this is Houston. Read back correct, out. Apollo 11, Houston, over. Roger, we'd like you to terminate battery A charge at GET 26 hours and reinitiate battery A charge after mid-course correction 2, over.
Apollo 11, roger.
Roger, out.
This is Apollo Control at 25 hours 58 minutes. Apollo 11's distance is now 107,224 nautical miles. Velocity 5,106 feet per second.
11, this is Houston, over.
Go ahead.
Roger, if you can give us accept, we'll send you up a state vector and a target load for the maneuver.
Okay, give us 1 minute to check the B-23 damage.
Sure thing.
Houston, Apollo 11, the disc is yours.
Houston, roger, out.
This is Apollo Control at 26 hours. The ignition time for this mid-course correction will be 26 hours, 44 minutes, 57 seconds, about 44 minutes from now. It will be a service propulsion system maneuver. Duration of the burn will be 3 seconds. The delta V, 21.3 feet per second. This mid-course maneuver should reduce the pericyntheon of Apollo 11's trajectory from the present 175 nautical miles to 60 nautical miles.
This is Houston. We've completed the uplink. The computer is yours.
Roger. Houston, Apollo 11.
Apollo 11, this is Houston, over.
Roger, I wonder if you have a star that might be a little closer to the direction we're burning than the one you gave us.
Roger, we're going to rework the attitude and the section star for you in order to improve the high gain antenna coverage, and I will have that for you in a few seconds.
Well, fine, we're already maneuvering to that attitude.
Roger.
Maybe they can make it just a change and roll. Apollo 11 over.
Roger. This is Houston, over.
Go ahead.
Roger. On your attitude for the burn, we'd like you to use roll 096, pitch 356, yaw 018, and that will give you a section star of 01. Shaft 253.8, trunnion 24.2, over. 11, this is Houston. I'm having difficulty reading you through the noise. Could you read back again, please, over? In the noise, I think I can copy. Go ahead.
Okay, roll 096, 356, 018, star 01, 5.
Roger, I got all of that except trunnion. It's trunnion 242, over.
Houston, Apollo 11, how do you read on Omni 8?
Roger, loud and clear, 11.
Okay, we'll stay on Omni 8 for a while here.
Okay, I got all your readback except the value for trunnion, and if it's 242, confirm, please.
Roger, 242.
Okay. Go ahead.
The guidance officer reports Apollo 11 is now in the attitude for the mid-course correction. This is Apollo Control at 26 hours, 27 minutes. Apollo 11's distance from Earth, now 108,594 nautical miles. Velocity 5,057 feet per second. We're about 17 and a half minutes away from the mid-course correction.
Houston, Apollo 11. Could you give us a couple of high gain antenna angles, please?
Roger, stand by 11. Roger, 11, pitch minus 35, yaw 0, over.
Thank you.
Okay.
Houston, Apollo 11, maybe an high gain.
Read you loud and clear on a high gain down here, and everything's looking good from our standpoint for your burn, over.
Okay, Bruce. Okay.
This is Apollo Control at 26 hours, 40 minutes. We're just under 4 minutes to the mid-course correction maneuver. Apollo 11's distance from the Earth is 109,245 nautical miles. Its velocity is 5,033 feet per second. Spacecraft weight, 96,361 pounds. One minute to the burn. The duration will be 3 seconds. Burning. Shut down.
Houston, burn complete. Are you copying our residuals?
It's affirmative.
And Houston, looked like we saw about 87 or 88 psi on chamber pressure that time. Like you look at that on the ground.
Roger, 11. We'll take a look at that and get back with you in a few minutes. Houston, on our real-time telemetry, we saw 95 to 97 psi on chamber pressure. We will look at the recordings down here, though, and get back with you again, over.
Okay, thank you.
And we've copied your residuals, 11.
not going to trim those positions.
This is Apollo Control. That was a good burn. The residuals were in the order of a foot a second or less and will not be trimmed. We're showing spacecraft weight now as 96,159 pounds.
I-11 Houston, could we get your Delta V counter reading, please, from this burn?
Minus 3.8.
Minus 2.8?
3.8.
Roger, copy, minus 3.8.
Houston, is there anything else you need on the burn status report?
This is Houston, negative 11.
Roger, thank you.
Apollo 11, this is Houston, over.
Right, Houston, Apollo 11.
Roger. Just want to remind you, we haven't noticed on our TM the VERP 66 after the burn. And for your information, we played the recorded TV back last night, I believe, after you all turned in for your rest period, and the pictures came out quite well, over.
Did you get any usable pictures out of Mila on that first pass?
Not that we've seen. We had word on the voice loop that Mila reported that they had gotten a minute worth of a TV signal, and Goldstone reported that they had gotten about a minute's worth of modulation, but that they weren't able to get anything off of it.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, we have another input here, 11, that the Mila data was recognizable as a picture, but we don't have any evaluation as to the quality of the picture, over.
Okay.
And for our information, we've been watching a PCO2 again. Did you change a lithium hydroxide canister this morning, over?
Yes, we did, and we've been seeing 1.7% in the spacecraft ever since.
Roger, that agrees with our data.
1.7 millimeters.
Roger, we copy.
Houston, Apollo 11, we're starting our maneuver to PTCS.
Roger. At 11, this is Houston, over.
Go ahead.
Roger, from a propellant balancing standpoint, we recommend that you use quads Alpha and Bravo to start the PTC maneuvers. Over.
Roger, understand Alpha and Bravo.
Roger out.
This is Apollo Control at 27 hours. Apollo 11's distance now 110,198 nautical miles. Velocity 4,984 feet per second. This is Apollo Control at 27 hours. Apollo 11's distance now 110,198 nautical miles. Velocity 4,984 feet per second.
This is Houston, over.
Go ahead, Houston.
Roger, for cryo-balancing purposes, we'd like you to turn the heater in oxygen tank number 1 off at this time, over.
Okay, stand by.
Everything else in the cryo system remains the same.
Okay. Okay, we have O2 heater tank 1 off.
Houston, roger out.
This is Apollo Control at 27 hours, 7 minutes. The crew is now in the process.
Today, is he happy with all those good things?
Oh, ECOM is happy, and after you get PTC set up, we've got a little procedure from ECOM here to check out the O2 flow and the O2 flow sensor and your cabin enrichment, over.
Okay. It'll be a while, Bruce. We're just now arriving in PTC attitude, and we're going to our 20 minutes of monitoring thruster activity.
Roger, we copy. He'll be here.
This is Apollo Control. The passive thermal control being reestablished by Apollo 11 is at the rate of 0.3 of a degree per second, which would be 3 rotations per hour.
Houston, Apollo 11, you're going to take control of the Omnis now and switch us between B and D.
This is Houston, standby 1. Houston.
Go ahead.
Mike, how about selecting Bravo at this time, and I'll give you a comm configuration here shortly.
Okay. That PTC sure worked well last night.
Outstanding. Oh, 11 Houston.
Go ahead.
Okay, well, for the comm situation, have S-band antenna Omni A and Bravo, S-band antenna Omni to Omni, high gain track to manual.
And the pitch is -50 and yaw is 270.
You may have to repeat some of that there, James. We got a LEM guy taking care of the high gain right now.
Yeah, and he's eyeballing the earth.
He's got his head out the window.
I understand. I had trouble on 12 with him, too.
Say again what you'd like.
Okay, the S-band antenna Omni A switch to Bravo, which you have now, and S-band antenna Omni to the Omni position, and the high gain track to the manual position.
Manual.
And the pitch and yaw angles are -50 for pitch and yaw is 270.
-50, 270.
That's Jim Lovell, the commander of the backup Apollo 11 crew, communicating with Apollo 11 at the present time. He also commanded the Gemini 12 flight, in which Buzz Aldrin was his pilot.
Hey, Jim, I'm looking through the binocular now. And there's the coin expression that's used is out of this world. I can see all the islands in the Mediterranean, from larger and smaller islands of Majorca, Sardinia, of course, the Dutch. A little haze over the upper Italian peninsula. Cumulus clouds out over Greece. Sun setting on the eastern Mediterranean now. British Isles, definitely a greener color than the brownish green that we have in the islands of the peninsula of Spain.
Roger, I understand that the northern African Mediterranean area is fairly clear today, huh?
Right.
Yeah, we see a bunch of roads with cars driving up and down.
Do you find that the monocular is any good to you, Buzz?
Yeah, it'd be nice if it had another order of magnitude power on it. It has a tendency to jiggle around a little bit, and you might want to have some sort of a bracket. I hate to use that word, though. Got an anticyclone going in the southern, and the diameter of it must be over 2,000 miles across.
How does the weather look up in the southern part of the Western Hemisphere, or up in the United States area?
Well, y'all are just beginning to come over the LEM now. I can see parts of Central America, and it looks to be fairly clear there. The islands in the Caribbean are beginning to come in, and there are a few streaming lines of clouds. Looks like there's a system up to the off of Greenland that has some large cloud streamers extending back down to the southwest. The east coast of the U.S. is just coming into view now, and it doesn't look too bad as I can see it right now. We may have some pretty good shots later on this afternoon, over.
Roger, thank you.
That was Buzz Aldrin giving the description of what he could see on the Earth. The backup lunar module pilot, Fred Hayes, is also in the control center at the present time.
Houston, Apollo 11.
Go ahead, 11.
I got a comment about the point on the Earth where the sun's rays reflect back up toward us. In general, the color of the ocean is mostly uniform, and it's no bright, darker blue, except for that a region that's about 1/8 of an Earth radius in diameter. In this circular area, the blue of the water turns a grayish color, and I'm sure that's where the sun's rays are being reflected back on up toward us.
Roger, Buzz. We noticed the same thing. It's very similar to looking at a light shining on something like a billiard ball or a bowling ball. You get this bright spot, and the blue of the water then turns into sort of a grayish color.
Yeah, the Navy term for that?
A lot of gray paint. 11, Houston.
Go ahead, Houston.
Mike, are you satisfied with P-23 now?
Yeah, I'm happy with the last updates we got. In terms of what it did to our state vector, I'm still not altogether happy with the various procedures. If we could pick stars within the smaller range of trunnion angles so that you could allow P-23 to pick its own maneuver, go to that substellar point, and then have that star visible, that would, it seems to me, be the simplest and best way to do it.
How about
on that last round.
How about the horizon now? Is it pretty well defined for you? No longer hazy?
Yeah, we're far enough out now that I think the horizon definition variation is lost in the noise.
Hey, Tim.
Go ahead, Buzz.
Looks like the best way to get a good steady view through the binocular is to just steady it out and let it float right in front of your eye, and then you kind of float up next to it so that you're not touching it at all. It has a very slow drift, but you get a better, steadier view that way.
Sounds good. How does it feel to be airborne again, Buzz?
Well, I tell you, I've been having a ball floating around inside here, back and forth up one place and back to another. Just like being outside, except more comfortable.
A lot bigger than our last vehicle.
Yeah, I've been busy. I'm looking. Say again about last?
Yeah, it sure is nice in here.
I said it's a lot bigger than the last vehicle that Buzz and I are in.
Oh, yeah. It's been, I've been very busy so far. I'm looking forward to taking the afternoon off. I've been cooking and sweeping and almost sewing and, the usual little housekeeping things.
It was very convenient the way they put the food preparation system right next to the nav station.
Everything's right next to everything in this vehicle. You notice where the weight management is doing. Jim, it's been a little warm in the machine throughout yesterday, and last night during the PPC, it cooled off somewhat with the windows buttoned up, and we've seen seat temperatures of about the high 40s and cabin temperatures in the low 60s, but this seems to be still a little bit on the warm side.
understand that it got a little warm during the day and cooled down a little bit when you put the shades up, but it's still a little bit warm. Have you had any moisture, condensation, or anything like that on the walls?
No, we haven't been able to detect any moisture any place in the spacecraft. It seems to be fine.
One of the hydrogen filters, the one that we've got on the hot water, seems to keep flowing when you remove one of the food bags from it. Its flow rate is quite small, right near the end of 1 ounce. And that contributes a little bit of moisture to the atmosphere.
Yeah, I think on that hydrogen thing, it's, I'm not sure, but I think it's a back pressure problem. If the thing sees any back pressure at all, like when the bag is attached, well, the flow rate will slowly decrease to where it's almost zero, and you wait for that last ounce. You think you have it. You remove the bag, and then you very rapidly thereafter see maybe a glob the size of a dime or a quarter come out and just hang there. That appears to be true even though the opening into the bag is not restricted.
I understand.
In general, it seems to do quite a good job, especially on the gun, and removing a lot of the hydrogen bubbles.
The water temperature's been good. Are you getting hot water?
Yeah, it seems reasonably warm.
So we made 3 cups of coffee today. The last one, when all the plumbing was warmed up, the hydrogen gun and everything was the warmest of the 3. And I don't know who had that one. Neil, you had that one? How was your coffee? You didn't drink it until later, did you? But anyway, it's pretty good. It's not piping hot, but it sure beats stone cold coffee. Jim, we've been sitting here a little over 20 minutes now. How does the thruster firing activity look? Are you ready to go on with this PTC?
Stand by. We're all set to go, Mike.
Okay, I'll press on it. Houston, Apollo 11, PTC has started and it looks good.
11, and Roger. Yeah, this is Houston, Roger out.
This is Apollo Control at 27 hours, 46 minutes. Apollo 11's distance from the Earth is now 112,386 nautical miles. Velocity 4,906 feet per second. We now have the actual numbers on the mid-course correction maneuver. Ignition time was 26 hours, 44 minutes, 57.92 seconds. Duration of the burn was 2.91 seconds. Delta V 20.9 feet per second.
Apollo 11, this is Houston, over.
Go ahead, Houston.
Roger, if you're free for a couple of minutes, we have a procedure here that will let us verify the O2 flow transducer and at the same time get some more of our cabin enrichment out of the way. Over.
Stand by.
We're ready to go.
Roger. The primary purpose of this is, as I mentioned, to let us check out your O2 flow transducer. However, we still need about 2 hours worth of cabin enrichment, so we'd like to keep the vent that we're going to set up going for this purpose. Okay, we want you to install the cabin vent quick disconnect, which you'll find in compartment R6, that is Romeo 6, on the urine connector on panel 251. When this is completed, verify that the waste stowage vent valve is closed, and then open or position the waste management overboard drain to the dump position. Over.
Okay, understand it. Install the cabin quick disconnect out of R6 on the 251 urine connector, that verify the waste dump valve is closed and staying in the last part.
Roger. And then put the waste management overboard drain valve into the dump position. Over.
Roger. Put the waste management overboard drain valve in the dump position.
Right. That's one down on panel 251 also. And we'll watch your O2 flow on telemetry down here. This is Houston. Say again, please.
You do have the O2 flow transducer checkout setup accomplished.
Okay, understand you have opened the drain valve this time.
That's firm. It's in zone.
Roger, we're not getting telemetry data from you right now due to low signal strength. There it comes back. I expect it'll probably take us anywhere from 15 minutes to half an hour to see an increase in O2 flow due to the size of the cabin versus the small size of the drain. Over.
All right.
Go ahead, 11.
All right, I've got the world in my window for change, and looking at it through the binoculars, it's really something. I wish I could describe it properly, but the weather's very good. South America is coming around into view. I can see on the what appears to me to be upper horizon a point that must be just about Seattle, Washington, and then from there I can see all the way down to the southern tip, Tierra del Fuego, and the southern tip of the continent.
Roger, it sounds like you got a beautiful view up there.
Absolutely fantastic. I hope the pictures come out. We're rotating around where it's going out of view again.
It's Mike Collins talking.
I'll pick it up in a second.
Sounds like one of these rotating restaurants.
And Bruce McCandless is back on the Capcom console now.
Apollo 11, this is Houston, over. Apollo 11, this is Houston. Negative. We had a command computer at the Madrid site go down. We had to switch over to Ascension temporarily. We're now back remoting through Madrid, and the computer is back, and we're ready to resume control of your Omnis and full communication. Over.
Okay, you got it.
Okay, one thing that we did miss in the dropout in the noise here is your LEM-CM delta P reading for about 28 hours GET, over.
Okay, the LEM delta P is 0.98.
Roger, 0.98. And what have you been reading for O2 flow on your onboard gauge, over?
Well, right now, after we put that gadget in, we got him at 0.35. Before that, we were reading on scale low. I think ours is relatively correct, at least when the time comes for the water accumulators to kick in for 10 seconds, where it goes on up to about 0.75, 0.8, something like that.
This is Houston, roger out. And 11, this is Houston. A little more information based on our analysis of your last SPS burn. It looks like you got a good solid burn there. We show 94 psi chamber pressure, and it looks like the SPS is definitely go, over.
Good to hear.
Roger, we thought you'd feel that way about it.
We're right in the middle of either orange 50 tank or 7 solid, something like that. That's probably why we're not answering you right away.
Okay, well, we don't want...
Compliments to the chef. That salad salmon is outstanding.
Roger, understand that's the salad salmon, over?
Something like that. Salmon salad.
There we go. Okay, the salmon salad. Very good.
Okay, so we're coming up on a water accumulator activity. And it's going on up to 0.85. About 0.95. And it reached the peak there and then gradually drops back on down at 0.6 now. 0.4. And it looks like it's pretty well leveling off back down at 0.35, over.
Roger, we're copying that.
At 28 hours, 40 minutes, we're showing Apollo 11's distance as 114,922 nautical miles from Earth, velocity 4,819 feet per second. The crew is eating lunch at the present time, and it sounds like there's some music in the background that they're enjoying during their lunch period.
11, Houston.
Go ahead.
Roger, on that O2 flow transducer, down here on telemetry, our values are agreeing pretty well with what you read out on board, and the ECOMs have been noticing this cycle, but it still looks like the indicated rate is lower than what we would expect. We're still working on the problem, and we'll let you have a more complete diagnosis in a little while.
Okay, it's a tight fix. We're on a tight ship.
Roger, is that music I hear in the background?
Buzz is singing.
Okay.
This is Apollo Control at 29 hours into the mission. Apollo 11's distance from Earth is now 115,837 nautical miles. Velocity 4,788 feet per second. Spacecraft weight 96,117 pounds. This is Apollo Control at 29 hours 20 minutes. Apollo 11's distance from the Earth is now 116,747 nautical miles. Velocity 4,758 feet per second. One of the clocks in the control center is now displaying the time to landing, the landing time being based on the time in the flight plan. It shows we're 73 hours, 26 minutes, 30 seconds from the lunar landing.
Apollo 11, this is Houston, over.
Go ahead, Houston.
Roger, 11. We've been watching your activity on the Disky there, and by selecting another major program with a Verb 37 header and all that, we show you collapsing the deadband in PTC and having driven the CMC rate from 0.3 degrees per second down to 0 degrees per second. Although, of course, with all the auto RCS coils shut off, you're not firing any thrusters, over.
Okay, what do you recommend?
Well, you can just continue in your present configuration in PTC. However, if you go to turn any thrusters on, the CMC would then try to bring you into an attitude hold position rather than continuing with PTC, over.
Roger, I understand.
Oh, okay.
And Houston, we're just looking at you out our window here. Looks like there's a circulation of clouds that just moved east of Houston over the Gulf and Port area. Did that have any rain in it this morning?
Roger. A report from outside says that it's raining out here, and looks like you got a pretty good eye for the weather there.
Yeah, well, it looks like it ought to clear up pretty soon from our viewpoint. It's the western edge of the weather isn't very far west of you.
Okay.
That was Neil Armstrong.
Apollo 11, this is Houston, over.
Go ahead.
11, this is Houston. As a result of our venting through the waste management drain, why, we've concluded that your O2 flow rate sensor is in fact malfunctioning. I mentioned when you talked us through the cyclic water accumulator dump that even though it was moving up and indicating higher flow rate, it didn't seem to be indicating a flow rate that's high enough. And based on that and the flow that we're getting right now, we've concluded that the transducer is malfunctioning. We'd like to continue the O2 flow for about another hour shutting it off at about 31 hours GET to get the O2 concentration in the vehicles up to where it'll be acceptable for a LEM checkout. Over.
Okay, does it look to you like it just has a bias on it?
Roger 11, it does seem to be a bias. Looks like it has a fairly high threshold before it starts indicating. Ecom seems to think, though, that for high flow rate purposes, it'll still give you a relative indication during the mission. Over.
Okay, we understand. Thank you.
This is Apollo Control at 30 hours into the mission. Apollo 11's distance from Earth is 105,853 nautical miles. Velocity 4,233 feet per second. That was Neil Armstrong, who conducted a conversation with Capcom Bruce McCandless on the O2 flow rate transducer. This is Apollo Control. We have a correction on those last distances and velocities. That distance and velocity is in a reference to the moon instead of the Earth. To the moon. Apollo 11's distance from the moon is 105,729 nautical miles at the present time. Velocity in reference to the moon, 4,230 feet per second.
Apollo 11, this is Houston. We'd like you to terminate charging on battery A at GET 30 plus 15. Over.
Okay, 30 plus 15 for battery A. Charge terminate.
Roger out.
This is Apollo Control. Apollo 11's distance from the Earth is 119,116 nautical miles. Its Earth-referenced inertial velocity, 4,679 feet per second. This is Apollo Control. Based on the present trajectory, Apollo 11 will enter the lunar sphere of influence at an elapsed time of 61 hours, 39 minutes, 58 seconds.
Apollo 11, this is Houston. Over.
Go ahead, Houston.
Roger. If you're free for a minute, I've got some updates to the P-37 pads that we passed up to you yesterday afternoon, I guess. As a result of doing mid-course correction number 2, the delta V required in the TLI plus 35, 44, and 53 pads have changed slightly. Over.
Roger, standing by to copy.
Okay, TLI plus 35 pad. The delta VT should be 7 9er 2 instead of 8016. TLI plus 44. It should be 6112 instead of 6141. And TLI plus 53. It should be 8172 instead of 8209. Read back over.
Roger, understand. 7992, 6112, 8172. Over.
Roger, read back correct. Out.
This is Apollo Control. Goldstone reports they're receiving TV from the spacecraft and are recording it.
Apollo 11, this is Houston, over. Uh, 11, this is Houston. Goldstone reports they're receiving a TV picture coming down from you all. A little snowy, but a good TV picture, over.
Roger, we're just testing the equipment up here.
Roger.
Ask them if they can read the numbers.
Okay, stand by. Goldstone, this is Houston, Capcom, over.
Houston, Capcom, Goldstone, M&O, go ahead.
Roger, stand by a minute, Goldstone. 11, this is Houston. What numbers are you referring to, over?
Well, I guess if they can't see any numbers, why, it's kind of a lost cause.
Negative. Stand by. We wanted to know what numbers before we asked them.
Okay, I'm showing them a disky, and I'd like to know whether they can read what's showing on the disky, and also whether they can see PROG, VERB, and NOUN, over.
Roger, stand by a second. Goldstone, M&O, Houston, Capcom, over.
Capcom, Goldstone, go ahead.
Roger, did you copy the spacecraft request?
That's affirmative. I am reading the numbers on our monitor here.
Okay, that's stand by. Roger, that's both the numbers on the disky itself and the little words like program and verb, noun, computer activity, things of the sort.
Roger, I can read the numbers clearly. We can't distinguish what the words are because it is a little snowy.
Roger. Thank you.
Okay, I read verb, noun, and program.
Roger, do you see over in the left-hand corner there's a big square one that says computer activity, comp activity?
Roger, I see a flash occasionally in that area.
Right, that's the one.
Okay, it looks like he's moved the camera at this time.
Roger. 11, this is Houston. Goldstone M&O reports that they can read the numbers on the disky. They can also read verb, noun, program, and see the comp activity light flashing, over.
Very good, thank you.
And they also report that you appear to have panned the camera over to another location now.
Yeah, we're going to work on something else.
Roger.
This is Apollo Control. We do not have lines called up between here and Goldstone at the present time, and so we cannot receive the pictures in Houston. Goldstone is recording. The lines will be up for the scheduled TV pass approximately 6:30 this evening, Central Daylight Time. This is Apollo Control. The tape from this unscheduled TV pass will probably be fed from Goldstone to Houston following the regularly scheduled TV transmission this evening.
Here's the ball up.
Go ahead, 11.
Oh, Charlie, is that you?
That's me. How are you there?
Oh, just fine. How's the old white team today?
The old white team's bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. We're ever alert down here.
Ever alert and vigilant. Hey, you got any medics down there watching heart rate? I'm trying to do some running in place down here, and I'm wondering just out of curiosity whether it brings my heart rate up.
Well, they will spring into action here momentarily. Stand by. Hello, 11. We see your heart beating.
Okay, well, look at the CDRs and the CMPs, see if they go up any. We're all running this place up here. You wouldn't believe it.
I'd like to see that site. Why don't you give us a TV picture of that one?
I think Buzz is trying. You got it.
Okay, it's coming in the Goldstone, Buzz. I guess Bruce said we don't have it here in the center.
This isn't going to help out the PTC very much. Yeah, I don't know if it's a vibration or what it is, but it makes the pitch and yaw rate needles on FDAI number 1 jump up and down a little bit when we jump up and down.
All right. All right. Goldstone has said he see you running there, Mike.
Okay. Ask him what he's running from.
Houston, Mike, we see about a 96 heartbeat now.
Okay, thank you. Well, that's about all is reasonable without getting hot and sweaty.
All right, Roger, we copy.
Goldstone should be getting about the best picture of the Earth we can give him right now, Charlie.
Roger, Mike. Thank you much.
We got a little distortion in the horizontal direction, some banding on our monitor. I wonder if they're getting the same thing.
Stand by, Buzz. I'll let you know.
I guess it'd be more described as a waviness.
Goldstone MNO, Houston Capcom.
Goldstone M&O.
Okay, the cruise is complaining of some horizontal banding on their monitor. Do y'all see that on the picture?
Stand by.
They wouldn't see it right now. We don't have anything in focus, Charlie.
Roger. He's checking on it. I'll see if they had it earlier. Stand by.
I guess when we were showing the Disky or when we were showing the Earth might be the better time.
Okay.
Houston, Capcom, Goldstone.
Go ahead.
Okay, our TV people confirm they see this horizontal band.
Okay. 11, Houston, the Goldstone TV people also see the banding when same time y'all do, over.
Okay, would they call it a horizontal waviness instead of banding, maybe?
No, I'm not talking to them directly. Stand by, Buzz. Let me see how they describe it. Goldstone, M&O, Houston, Capcom. Could you put the TV guy on the loop, please?
Capcom, Goldstone, roger. Houston, Capcom, Goldstone, M&O, Net 1.
Go.
The TV people do not have access to Net 1 in that area. Suggest we use Net 2 for that purpose.
Okay, going to Net 2. Hello, Apollo 11. Houston, the Goldstone TV guys say that they have some horizontal banding across the upper part of the picture and across the lower part. They would consider the lines just straight, no waviness to them at all, over.
Roger, understand. They do seem to distort vertical lines, though.
Say again about the vertical lines, Buzz.
Roger, when there's a vertical line, these horizontal bands tend to put small waves in it.
Roger, I copy. He didn't mention that. Stand by, I'll check again. Hello, 11. Houston, the Goldstone TV said that when you get a sharp vertical line on a picture where the horizontal banding goes across, it does appear to bend it slightly. It's the same as Apollo 10, they said. It looks okay to them, over.
Okay, I understand. It's not our monitor. It must be the transmitter of the system.
All right, I guess so, but we'll have them look into it and see if they can suggest anything.
This is Apollo Control at 31 hours 5 minutes. Here in Mission Control, we're changing shifts at this time. Flight Director Gene Kranz is replacing Flight Director Clifford Charlesworth, and our capsule communicator on this ship will be Charlie Duke.
Command interface with Goldstone, we'd like you to switch to Omni Delta, over.
Roger, going to Delta.
Roger.
Apollo 11 at this time is 121,158 nautical miles from Earth, traveling at a speed of 4,613 feet per second. We anticipate that the change of shift briefing will begin at about 4 p.m. Central Daylight Time.
Hello, Apollo 11, Houston, we'd like you to terminate the O2 purge if you have not done so already. And the TV camera people say that the lines are inherent in the camera buzz, and it's something that we expected. Over.
Roger, understand about the camera. Say again about the O2 purge?
Roger, we can terminate the O2 purge at this time. Over.
Oh, okay. Fine, we'll do.
Hello, Apollo 11, Houston. Please select Omni Bravo on board. Over.
Take on the Bravo, Charlie.
Roger.
How's everything going down there? You guys happy with spacecraft systems?
Roger. Affirmative. Everything's looking really good to us. Over.
Okay, same here.
Charlie, how far out can you pick up TV off the Omni?
Stand by. Apollo 11, Houston, we're just about at the limits where we can get any kind of picture at all on the Omnis on the TV. The picture, I guess, would be just almost zero at this point.
Okay, well, for this TV program coming up in a couple of hours, you might give some thought to how you want us to stop PTC, if you do, for the best high gain angle, and also be nice if you could stop us at such an attitude that we'd have the Earth out of one of our windows.
Roger, 11, we're thinking about that.
Okay.
Hello, Apollo 11, Houston. We got some PIPA biases and gyro drift updates for you. If you'd give us who and accept. Over.
Okay, Charlie, stand by.
Roger, 11. Okay, thank you much. Our biggest drift on the gyros is 0.03 degrees per hour on the X gyro. On the PIPA's, the Y PIPA is the biggest, and it's 0.0006 feet per second. So we're just trying to tweak it up. The biggest we have is about 1 sigma on both gyros and accelerometers.
Sounds good.
The system really looks good to us.
Glad to hear it, Charlie.
Houston, you can go back to block. We got the load in.
Okay, Roger.
This is Apollo Control at 31 hours, 22 minutes. We're scheduled to begin the change of shift briefing shortly. During the briefing, we will record any conversations with the crew and play those back following the briefing. At 31 hours, 22 minutes, this is Apollo Control. This is Apollo Control at 32 hours, 21 minutes. During the change of shift press conference, we had about 3 minutes of conversation with the crew. During that conversation, Buzz Aldrin reported on what appeared to be a weather disturbance off Cuba in the Caribbean. And we also had some descriptions from Aldrin on the view of Earth from the spacecraft's present position. We'll play that back for you now and then stand by for any further live conversation with the crew.
Well, you sure get a different perspective active in this thing in 0G. Right now, Neil's got his feet on the forward hatch, and he can, with his arms, reach all 5 windows. He can reach down into the LEB where the overboard drain is. He can practically reach everywhere in the cockpit.
Sound like Plastic Man to me.
I'm hiding under the left-hand couch trying to stay out of his way.
Hey, good idea, Mike.
Houston, Apollo 11. You got a cloud over the Houston area right now?
Roger, we just had a really big thunderstorm here about an hour ago. A couple of storms around the area. Mike, over.
Yeah, I see one fairly large and isolated one. There are a couple more off to the west, but this one looks fairly good size. It could very well be the one that just passed over you.
Roger.
Yeah, looks like the Cape's been having a little bit of rain, too.
Roger. The one we had here came in from the west and is moving east, or nearly so as far as I could tell.
Yeah, view through this section's fantastic. I can see Alaska right up along the limb. And I'm running the crosshairs right now down the coast of California, west coast of Mexico, Yucatan Peninsula, up around Gulf, Florida, Cuba, down Central America. And I'm running into the stop right now.
Roger, sound like a pretty fantastic view.
Guys in the weather office at Patrick wanted to report on the top, but I guess all we can say is we're above them.
Roger. We'll pass it on to Metro. Houston, do you see any predominant weather systems as far as frontal type or any build-ups of tropical storm type? Over.
Not any large ones. There are a couple of smaller disturbances. Well, there's one maybe 300 miles north of Cuba, but it doesn't look cyclonic.
Roger. Apollo 11 Houston, we got a TV attitude for you and also an update to your CMC erasable load and your alternate and contingency checklist, if you could break that out too. Over.
All right, I'm not sure I caught all of that. Go ahead with what you have.
Roger, 11. If you'll break out your alternate and contingency checklist for the CSM, we got a update to some of the erasable loads on page F2-20. Over.
Okay, we'll be getting that out, and you can give us the attitude for TV.
Roger, 11. Your TV attitude will be roll 261, pitch 090, yaw 000, high gain angle, pitch +28, yaw 271. That puts the left-hand window pointed at the earth. We recommend exiting PTC with your updated procedure and a checklist. Over.
Roger, I copy. Roll 2161, pitch 090, 000, high gain rate 271, and we'll exit with the procedure we have in the book. Over.
That's affirmative.
Charlie, Apollo 11, I got a couple questions on stopping the PTC. It seems to me the easiest way to stop it would be, we're essentially, of course, at 0 degrees yaw and close enough to 90 degrees pitch, so it's just a question of stopping at 260 roll, roughly, and how about for a procedure going manual attitude 3 to rate command, and then being as how our deadband has already collapsed, I'll turn on the panel 8 RCS thrusters, at which time it should stop at whatever attitude it finds itself in, and if I do all that as it comes up on 261 degrees roll, we should stop right there. Is that sufficient?
That sounds pretty good. Stand by one.
Sounds like it might save a little gas.
Houston, Apollo 11, what page do you want that revision over?
Roger 11. If you'll turn to page F2-20, over.
Okay, I have it.
Roger 11. Under column A on page F2-20, line 5, line 05, the new data is 01042. Line 07, the new data is 00256. Skipping down to line 11, 00070. Line 12 is 00042. Line 13 or 77730. In column Bravo, lines 3, 4, and 5, which are blank, should be all zeros for line 3. Line 4 is 20017. Line 5, 20616. Over.
Roger, page F/20, column Alpha, 05, 01, 042, 07, 00256, 11, 1, I say again, 11, 00070. 12 00042 13 77730. Column Bravo 03 00000 04 20017 05 20616. Over.
Roger, good readback. And stand by, Mike, on the coming out of the PTC recommendation. Over.
Okay, fine.
Hello, Apollo 11, Houston with a recommendation on the exiting PTC. Over.
Go ahead.
Roger, Mike. We'd like to see you go to Excel command on the manual attitude switches, then to turn on the auto RCS select switches, and then go rate command. That will prevent us from firing jets uncoupled. Over.
Okay, fine, and I would guess go rate command and roll first, and then followed by pitch and yaw.
Okay, that sounds good. And when you get to the roll attitude desired, just go rate command at that time, and it'll stop us right on.
Yeah, I agree, Charlie. That sounds fine.
Right.
This is Apollo Control at 32 hours, 39 minutes. This is a relatively quiet period in the flight plan. The crew will be getting the spacecraft set up for the passive thermal control termination and the television transmission. Capcom Charlie Duke has just put in a call. We'll pick that up.
Playing with the P-37 a while ago, and we collapsed the deadband back down. The DAP assumed that the deadband was centered around the new attitude that we happened to be at that time. Since then, we've drifted out a couple of degrees in both pitch and yaw from that attitude, such that if we did the procedure as we called it up to you, of going Excel command, turning on all of the auto RCS select switches, and then rate command, it would attempt to fly back to the pitch and yaw attitudes that it had when the deadband collapsed. We can prevent that by just immediately prior to going to rate command on the manual attitude switches, if you cycle the spacecraft control switch to SCS, then back to CMC. Over.
Sounds like a winner.
Okay.
Not gonna let these LEM guys play with my disky anymore.
It sounds like you better protect it. It looks like just about anything that you do with that disky is going to collapse that deadband back down.
Understand. Through 261 degrees roll, and it looks like whoever figured it out did a good job. It's right there, dab smack in the middle of window number 1.
Sounds great.
Looks like Houston still got a little cloud over it, Charlie.
We got a constant overcast here in the room. We'll see if you're right there. Stand by.
Of course, the little cloud from up here probably covers 8 or 10 states.
Houston, several of our guys just came in from outside and said it's pretty clear over the center here. It's cleared up completely. All the storms have moved on.
Okay, good. Oh, yeah, Charlie, I can see you through the section now, and I see the coastline is clear. Those clouds are just inland a few miles.
Okay, we copy.
Looks like the southeast part of the country is all socked in. California looks nice. The San Joaquin Valley shows up as a real dark spot with lighter brown on either side of it. You can't tell it it's green. It looks just sort of dark gray or maybe even real dark blue.
How's the Mojave look? Is it clear?
Yeah, as usual.
Right.
See, about what... It looks like there are some clouds just to the west of the Sierras, northeast of Bakersfield a little bit, and
crossing over into the Mojave from Bakersfield looks clear, and then as you get on further to the southeast of there's a few clouds.
Roger, 11. Can you pick out Edwards in the sextant? Over.
I see a 104 taxiing out for takeoff on the runway.
Man, that's super.
Pretty safe bet. There's almost always a 104 taxiing out for takeoff.
Houston, could you pick out anything around Edwards, a dry lake or anything? Over.
Oh, negative, Charlie. I don't have that resolution. But to give you some idea, I can, on the lower Texas coast, I can see, knowing what I'm looking for, I can see Padre Island. I can just barely make out the fact that there's a thin spit of land, and then there's a little dark zone, which is the Laguna Madre between it and the mainland.
Roger, Lem. That's pretty significant. Thank you much, Mike.
Right.
Mike Collins is sending us this description from about 126,000 miles from Earth.
How out are we, Charlie?
Stand by. I'll give it to you exactly. It looks like around 130,000, but stand by.
Okay.
Houston, the exact range is 125,200 miles, and you're traveling 4,486 feet per second.
Pretty far and pretty slow, just past halfway.
Hey, Charlie, what's the latest stop on Luna 15?
Say again, Buzz, over.
Roger, what's the latest on Luna 15?
Stand by, I'll get the straight story for you.
This is Apollo Control at 33 hours, 34 minutes. We've been advised that we are getting television transmission from Goldstone at the present time. This is an unscheduled TV transmission. Apparently the crew checking out their onboard system. We have lost lock on the high-gain antenna at this time. Apollo 11 is presently 127,991 nautical miles from Earth, traveling at a speed of about 4,400 feet per second. The regularly scheduled time for the television transmission is 6:47 p.m. Central Daylight Time, and we are anticipating that transmission will occur as scheduled. We're getting momentary lock-on. We seem to have a somewhat better picture now. And here's a call to the crew from Capcom Charlie Duke.
Hello, Apollo 11, Houston, over.
Go ahead, Charlie.
Roger. Latest on Luna 15, TASS reported this morning that the spacecraft was placed in an orbit close to the lunar surface, and everything seems to be functioning normally on the vehicle. Sir Bernard Lovell says the craft appears to be in an orbit of about 62 nautical miles. Over.
Okay, thanks.
And also, President Nixon has reported or declared a day of participation on Monday for all federal employees to enable everybody to follow your activities on the surface. Many state and city governments and businesses throughout the country are also giving their employees the day off, so it looks like you're going to have a pretty large audience for the EVA.
That's very nice, Charlie. I'll tell you about it.
This is Apollo Control at 33 hours, 41 minutes. We are going to be standing by here in Mission Control for the possibility that the crew would want to transmit that television pass early. The scheduled time for it was 6:47 Central Daylight Time. About 15 minutes was scheduled. That would be at a ground elapsed time of 34 hours. We will have the system set up here in Mission Control to receive and release television should the crew decide to send us the transmission early. This is Apollo Control at 33 hours, 45 minutes. And we do have a correction to the time given for the beginning of that TV nominally. The flight plan time is beginning at 34 hours to 34 hours, 15 minutes ground elapsed time. The previous conversion of that we gave you for Central Daylight Time was in error. It should be 6:32 p.m. Central Daylight Time beginning, assuming we start as the flight plan nominally has the transmission listed at 34 hours ground elapsed time. At the present time, Apollo 11 is 128,431 nautical miles from Earth, and the velocity continuing to drop off slowly, now reads 4,386 feet per second.
Houston, Apollo 11, we've stopped the TTC. We're in the right position. We're setting up for TV.
Roger.
You heard that comment from the crew. They've stopped their passive thermal control. They're starting up the TV. And we'll be standing by for a picture.
Apollo 11, Houston, we have you stopped in the PTC. Attitude looks good to us. In fact, I'd like to get a com check. The last couple of transmissions from the spacecraft have been garbled from especially buzz. Could you both give me a com check, over?
Roger, Charlie. Buzz here. How do you read? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Roger, you're about 4 by with a slight increase in volume, sort of a wavy volume to it, over.
Okay, I'll move my mic around. How about now? Is this any better?
Hey, that's beautiful right there. Thank you.
Okay, Charlie, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How do you read me?
Roger, 5 by. Is Neil on?
345 54321.
Roger, Neil. You're 5 on.
This is Apollo Control at 33 hours 57 minutes. We're less than 3 minutes now from the scheduled television transmission from Apollo 11. We're continuing to stand by for that. We've also been asked to advise that the Delta launch of Intelsat 3, scheduled for Friday night at 10 p.m., has been postponed for 24 hours. To repeat, the Delta launch of Intelsat 3, scheduled for Friday night at 10 p.m., has been postponed for 24 hours. Further details on that will be available in the news center.
Hello, Apollo 11, Houston. We got the network all configured for the TV. You can start anytime you want, over. Okay, 11, we have a picture. We see the Earth right in the center of the screen, over. Okay, 11, we have a picture. We see the Earth right in the center of the screen, over.
Roger, Houston, Apollo 11. Calling in from about 130,000 miles out. And we'll zoom our camera in slowly to get the most magnification we can. Over.
Roger.
This view is coming to us from about 129,000 nautical miles.
11, Houston, the definition is pretty good on our monitor here. The color's not too varsity, at least on this set. Could you describe what you're looking at, over?
Roger, you're seeing Earth as we see it at our left-hand window, just a little more than a half Earth. We're looking at the eastern Pacific, and the north half of the top half of the screen, we can see North America, Alaska, United States, Canada, Mexico, and Central America. South America becomes invisible just off beyond the terminator or inside the shadow. We can see the oceans with a definite blue cast, see white bands of major cloud formations across the Earth, and can see coastlines picked out the western U.S., San Joaquin Valley, the Sierra Mountain Range, the peninsula of Baja California, and can see some cloud formations over southeastern U.S. There's one definite mild storm southwest of Alaska, looks like about 1,000 miles, and another very minor storm showing the south end of the screen near the a long way south of the equator, probably 45 degrees or more south latitude. Can pick out the browns in the landforms pretty well. The greens do not show up very well. Some green showing along the northwestern coast of the United States and northwestern coast of Canada.
Roger, 11. It's a pretty good picture on clarity here. We're having, could you tell us, it appears to us that there are two distinct cloud formations trending east-west, one approximately about along the equator and one around 30 or so south latitude. Is exactly where those cross the land masses, over.
Now, yes, they cross just south of the lower part of Mexico, probably through Central America. That is the equatorial band, which we assume to be the intertropical convergence zone. The other band, which is about 30 south, correctly seems to appear to join equator at the far left, or just beyond the horizon on the left edge of Earth, or at least looks like it's going to join it. We don't have an explanation for that banding.
Roger, Neil. Thank you. It also appears that just to the left of the terminator, up in the northern hemisphere, there's a cloud band trending, a gap in the clouds trending northwest, southeast. It appears to us that that comes in about over the northern United States, or perhaps the central United States. Is that about correct, over?
I can see on the monitor the thing you're talking about, but right now I can't get my eye to the window to pick out just where it crosses the shoreline.
Roger. You guys are doing a good job. It's a real steady picture here. Where clarity is excellent. The color, the clouds are, the whites are distinct. The rest of it looks like to me anyway, on the monitor I'm observing, is a fairly greenish blue, is the way I described it. Over. It appears that the...
Well, we can't observe observe much green from the spacecraft.
Roger. On this monitor, the land masses appear to be just a darker grayish color rather than a brown.
Well, it's true that we do not have the depth of color at this range that we enjoyed at 50,000 miles out. However, the oceans still are a definite blue, and the continents are generally brownish in cast, although it is true that they're tending more toward gray now than they were at the closer ranges.
Roger, 11. We've been, I've just been vectored to another monitor, and sure enough, the browns are coming in a lot more distinctly on the IDA4 that we have up on our screen in the control center. Over.
Okay, world, hold on to your hat. I'm going to turn you upside down.
Yeah, 11, that's a pretty good roll there.
That's pretty sloppy, Charlie. Let me try that one again.
You'll never beat out the Thunderbirds. Apollo 11 Houston, that practice did you some good. It's looking real smooth roll there. Spoke too soon.
I'm making myself seasick doing it, Charlie. I'll just put you back right side up where you belong.
Roger.
You don't get to do that every day.
Uh, 11 Houston, could you describe, from your view, the polar cloud cap appears to us to extend down the western coast of North America. Would you estimate how far it extends down? Over.
Trying to fit everybody into the window. It appears that the cloud cap comes down a little bit below the southern extremity of Alaska.
Roger. We've 11. We've lost our picture here now. Okay, Apollo 11 Houston, we've got the picture back now.
It has a view of the Earth, and it's filled up with the TV camera, so your view now is probably better than ours is.
Roger, we copy. 11 Houston, if you could comply, we'd like to see some smiling faces up there. If you could give us some interior views, I'm sure everybody'd like to see you. Over.
Okay, we'll reconfigure the TV for that.
Roger. Apollo 11 Houston, appears to us that we're seeing a view from outside plus a little of the inside. It appears you've taken the camera away from the left window. Now over.
That's correct. We're moving it back and reconfiguring for interior lighting.
Roger. We can still see the Earth through the left window, and it appears that we can see a floodlight off to the left, either that or some sun shafting through the hatch window.
That's a floodlight.
Now we're coming in. Can't quite make out who that had. That's Big Mike Collins there.
Well, you got a little bit of... Yeah, hello there, sports fans. You got a little bit of me, plus Neil's in the center couch, and Buzz is doing the camera work this time.
Roger, it's a little dark now, 11. Maybe a bigger f-stop might help.
Yeah, that didn't work.
It's getting a lot better now, 11. Mike, you coming in fine by. I got a good...
Well, I put on a coat and tie if I'd known about this ahead of time.
Is Buzz holding your cue cards for you, over?
Cue cards have a no. We have no intention of competing with the professionals, believe me.
comfortable, but after a while you get to the point where you sort of get tired of rattling around and banging off the ceiling and the floor and the side, so you tend to find a little corner somewhere and put your knees up or something like that to wedge yourself in, and that seems more at home.
Roger, looks like Neil is coming in far by there, 11. Mike, see you in the background. The definition is really outstanding. The colors are good. It's a real good picture we're getting here. The Commander Armstrong. Buzz, when you take the camera over towards the window with the sun shining through, it tends to blank it out, though.
Yeah, Neil's standing on his head again. He's trying to make me nervous.
Roger.
He's still veering up into the tunnel, of course, as he would going into the lunar module only backward.
Roger, we can see portions of the LED now, the systems test meter panel in the lower part of the picture, or we did have it anyway.
Okay, and then directly behind his head are our optical instruments, the sextant and the telescope that we use to take sighting clips.
Roger, copy, and we see the disk key flashing with a 651. In fact, we can read registers 1 and 2 quite clearly.
Yeah, the old high gain angles telling us which way the Earth is.
Copy. That's a beautiful picture. Clarity is outstanding.
We can also give you the time of day, and in our system of mission elapsed time, 34 hours, 16 minutes, and 18 seconds.
Roger.
Can you see that clearly enough, Charlie?
Roger, Apollo 11. We can see it counting up every second. We got 34:17:02 now.
Okay, back to the high gain angles.
Roger.
Now we've amputated those.
Houston, we have a beautiful rainbow there, and as you move the camera around, actually, it looks like the star chart coming into view now. Over.
Yeah, those are Buzz's 2 star charts that he is using right now as sunshades over the right-hand window number 5.
Roger, we see the sun shining in through it behind him and plotting out the the ecliptic plane and the stars that you're using for the navigation.
You're right. He doesn't really need the charts. He's got them memorized. They're just for show.
We copy.
Well, we're pointing up in this direction. We see out our side windows the sun going by, and of course out one of our windows right now we've got the Earth. Now right behind my window, of course we have the sun, because the sun is illuminating the star chart that we see. This line represents the ecliptic plane, and these lines, vertical lines, represent our reference system that the spacecraft is using at this time. As we approach the moon will gradually grow larger and larger in size, and eventually it will be eclipsed. It will be eclipsing the sun as we go behind it, as we approach the lunar orbit insertion maneuver.
Roger, 11. Could you attempt a little bit better focus there, 11 over? 11, Houston, that's a lot better on the star chart now. We can make out the ecliptic plane and the planets and the The sun and the moon, is it, as they've drawn at various places throughout the ecliptic plane, over?
Okay, Charlie.
If we can get some of the wires untangled here, we'll give you a demonstration of how easy push-ups are up here. Over, Roger. Get the view of Buzz there. And it gets pretty hard doing it that way, why we just roll over and do it the other way. Roger, we copy. Couldn't figure out whether that was a chin-up or a push-up. Just take your choice, I guess.
Well, looks like it's probably almost your dinner time down there, Earth. We'll show you our food cabinet here in a second.
11, Roger. 11, Houston, we see a box full of goodies there, over.
Oh, we really have them, Charlie. We got all kinds of good stuff. We've got coffee up here in the upper left and various breakfast items, bacon in little small bites, and beverages like fruit drink. And over in the center part, we have all kinds of things. Let me pull one out here and see what it is.
Right.
Would you believe you're looking at chicken stew here? All you have to do is 3 ounces of hot water for 5 or 10 minutes. Now we get our hot water out of a little spigot up here with a filter on it that filters any gases that may be in the drinking water out, and we just stick the end of this little tube in the end of the spigot and pull the trigger 3 times for 3 ounces of hot water, and then mush it up and slice the end off it, and there you go. Beautiful chicken stew.
Sounds delicious.
You know, the food so far has been very good. We couldn't be happier with it.
Roger.
Want that flashlight a second?
The surgeons are saying thank you there for that.
And it is sort of down in a dark corner, so we have a flashlight here to help us see things. And if I can let go of it carefully, it'll just hold itself right where it is.
Roger.
As long as disturb it will.
Apollo 11, Houston, it's a pretty good demonstration. You started off really stable there, Mike.
Well, the problem is no matter how carefully you let go, you bump it just a tiny little bit, set it in motion, and once in motion, there she goes. Try that again.
It looks fairly stable now with slow rotation.
Well, so much for the food department. I'm going to close up the store down here.
Roger, we copy.
Charlie, we checked out the cable length, and we're thinking we might want to see if we can take the TV into the lung with us tomorrow for
you the time, over.
Roger, good show. We'd like to see it if it'll reach that far, over.
We'll give it a try.
Roger.
Now, where I sleep is down underneath this couch.
Houston, roger. Slowly sinking into the sack there.
Yeah, it's really comfortable. Forgot to give Buzz his flashlight back.
Apollo 11, Houston, could you give the folks a view of your patch if on your CWGs, over?
Yeah, stand by with Charlie. We'll try to give you a close-up.
All right. Mm-hmm. 11, Houston, we have the patch. Could you attempt to improve the focus slightly, over? 11, Houston, the scan on the camera makes the, that's a little bit better now. The flashlight seems to flicker due to the scan on the TV. We can't see the eagle. Now that's a little bit better, over. Could you open the f-stop a little bit more, over?
Yeah, it's open all the way. We're going to have to move Buzz around a little bit.
Roger.
Huh?
Okay, Apollo 11, Houston, the color's better now. It's coming in. We could attempt a little bit better focus on it. There we go. Our focus is a lot better now. We see the eagle coming right in. Houston, that's very good now. We can see the Earth in the background, Apollo 11, and the eagle coming in.
Probably pretty hard to see the olive branch.
Roger, it is.
Well, that's what he has in his talons, is an olive branch.
Copy. Apollo 11, Houston, we're really impressed with the clarity and the detail that we have in the picture. The colors are, now it's really an excellent picture now that I'm looking at on our monitor, which is about 12 seconds before the networks can get it out due to the conversion that we have here on our TV converter. We're looking at the controls and display, the main display console, and we can see the disky up on the panel, over.
Well, that'd be nice. You can take a look at all the circuit breakers, make sure the right ones are in and the right ones are out.
All right, Big Brother's watching.
And we're glad of it. Well, you guys sure been doing a good job of watching us, Charlie. We appreciate it.
Spacecraft's been beautiful, 11. We really no complaints at all. Looks, things are really great.
Can you see us test key on the MPC?
That's affirmative. It appears that can't quite tell what program. We look like we're in Pooh. We see you punching in a verb 35, I think it is. Over.
Yeah, might as well tell the ecoms or tell the GNCs and everybody to hold on to their hat and I'll push the enter button.
Right. We see a real display now. That's a good demonstration of how the crew has the interface with the computer, talking to the programs and all that we have in the computer.
Well, that's right, Charlie. Sometimes it tells us things, and sometimes we tell it things, and mostly it talks to us.
Houston, we just lost our pick. I see we're going back outside now. Over. Houston, you copy, over?
Roger, we copy. And as we pan back out to the distance at which we see the Earth, we'll have Apollo 11 signing off.
Roger, Apollo 11. Thank you much for the show. It's a real good half hour. Appreciate it. Thank you very much, Al.
This is Apollo Control. That TV transmission lasted about 35 minutes.
Right.
Apollo 11, Houston, would you key error reset on the disk, please, over?
Okay, we should be straight down now, Charlie, back and boom. Houston, Apollo 11, how are we stand on this O2 fuel cell purge? You want to go ahead and do that as scheduled in the flight plan?
Stand by, 11, over.
Okay.
11, Houston, you can commence the O2 fuel cell purge now if you'd like, over.
Okay, fine. While Buzz is doing that, I'll change the lithium hydroxide.
Roger. Hello, Apollo 11, Houston, over.
Go ahead, Houston, Apollo 11.
Roger, Buzz. The attitude that we're in right now is a convenient one to start PTC in. We'd be satisfied with this attitude. So we'd like you to disable quads Charlie and Delta, and we'll wait about 5 to 10 minutes, and then we'll establish the PTC, over.
Roger, disable Charlie and Delta, and we'll wait before starting PTC.
Roger.
Retro, you got your block data?
This is Apollo Control at 34 hours, 46 minutes. Apollo 11 is presently 131,000 nautical miles from Earth, traveling at a speed of about 4,300 feet per second. During the TV transmission, the crew advised that they may possibly be able to take the color television camera into the lunar module with them tomorrow at about 56 hours, 30 minutes ground elapsed time. They reported that the cables had been checked and appeared to be long enough to take them into the lunar module. During the next hour or so, the activity here in Mission Control will be revolving around getting the crew set up for their rest period and eat period. This will be a very long rest period tonight, scheduled 10 hours. And that will begin, according to the flight plan, at about 37 hours ground elapsed time. However, we would anticipate if activities move along as they appear to be at this point, we are somewhat ahead of the flight plan, that perhaps again tonight we would be able to get the crew into their rest period and sleep period a little bit early. At 34 hours, 48 minutes, this is Apollo Control, Houston. This is Apollo Control at 35 hours, 13 minutes. Apollo 11 is presently about 93,265 nautical miles from the moon. And with respect to the moon, it's traveling at a speed of about 4,019 feet per second. At this time, we are receiving the tape playback, which Goldstone, the tracking site at Goldstone, California, received from the spacecraft in that earlier unscheduled TV transmission. This was a test of the system using the spacecraft omni antennas, the small omnidirectional antennas. Normally, transmissions from this distance in space would require the high gain antenna. This television transmission is being processed and converted to color, and we anticipate that we'll have it available for playback at about 9 p.m. We are in conversation with the spacecraft at this time, and we'll pick up the tape-recorded conversation that we have and then stand by to follow any live conversation.
Houston, would you say again what your request is? Roger, 11. We'd like you to go back to the attitude hole, over. 11, Houston, looks like we're going to have to reinitialize this PTC. Right. Okay, do you have any roll angle that you'd like to stop it in, Charlie? I haven't stopped it yet. Stand by. 11, Houston, it's your preference right now if you want to, over. Okay. Apollo 11, Houston, over. Houston, Apollo 11. Roger, 11. The problem on that initial starting up the PTC was we failed to do the VERP 49, which enload the desired initial attitude. So that tried to take it back to the old attitude that we had started up in a number of hours ago. That's why we picked up the rates in the other axes. We're going to wait in this attitude for about 20 minutes to damp out the rates again, and then we'll proceed with the VERP 49 and load our attitude that we have at this time, over. Okay, it sounds good, Charlie. When you get to the VERP 49, I'd like for you to give me the 3 gimbal angles that you want loaded. Roger, we will do, over.
we have your flyby pad if you're ready to copy. Over.
Stand by one. Houston, Apollo 11. Is that P-30 pad?
That's affirmative. Over.
Okay, ready to copy.
All right, Buzz. It's flyby is the purpose. SPS GNN 62815 plus 097 minus 020 070 54 5944 minus 00028 plus 00023 plus 00069er 029er 149er 312. Apache is NA plus 00221 00078 001 00034. Sextant star 01 2185 227. Foresight star is NA. Latitude is minus 0265 minus 16500 11899er 36228 1445647. In the comments, your set stars are Deneb and Vega 007 144 068. Knowledge. It's a docked burn using the PTC rest mat. Stand by for your readback. Over.
Okay, would you give me the GET of 0.05G again, please?
Roger. 1445647. Over.
Roger, flyby SBS GNN 62815 plus 097 minus 020 070 54 5944 minus 00028 plus 00023 plus 00069er 269er 149er 312 NA plus 00221 00078 001 00034 012185 227 NA minus 0265 minus 16500 11899er 36228 1445647. Deneb and Vega 007 144 068. No knowledge. Dot PTC rest mat. Over.
Roger. Say again your roll angle, Buzz. I copy. I read 029er. Over.
Roger. 029er.
Roger. Good readback.
Houston, Apollo 11, on the 7/10 rate, the rate loaded into the DAP is 1 or 2/10.
11, roger. Oh, Apollo 11, Houston, over.
Yes, Apollo 11, go.
Roger. Mike, would you please copy down your verb 16 noun 20 ICDU angles now, then execute verb 49 and load those angles, the noun 20 that you see on the diskey, into the noun 22 slot, and pro on that, and that'll start our 20-minute rate period. Over.
Okay, Charlie, I'll do that right now. Just a matter of interest. Those numbers are plus 04511, plus 09021, and plus 35984. Over.
Roger.
Yes, Apollo 11, I've done that, and of course I got an immediate 5018, so I guess we're set up to proceed from here, and I'll start the 20-minute timer.
That's affirmative.
Yes, and I still question that 7/10 rate with 2/10 load into the depth, so could you explain that one?
Roger, we're working on it. Stand by 1.
Okay.
Apollo 11, Houston, over.
Houston, Apollo 11.
Roger. We got a little laser visual experiment we'd like for you to do for us. If you got the Earth through any of your windows or through the telescope, would you so advise? Over.
Stand by 1, Charlie. At this roll attitude, what should our high gain angles be? Maybe that would help us locate you. We don't see you right offhand.
Stand by. Hello, Apollo 11, Houston. Those high gain angles are pitch minus 70, yaw 90. We think the Earth is apparently pretty close to plus Z axis, over.
Okay. Okay, Charlie, I got you in the telescope.
Roger, Apollo 11. We got a laser that we're going to, it's a blue-green laser that we're going to flash on and off at a frequency of on for a second, off for a second. It's coming out of McDonnell Observatory near El Paso, which should be right on the terminator, or right inside the terminator. We're going to activate that momentarily. Would you please take a look through the telescope and see if you can see it, over.
Telescope or section?
Either one, over.
Okay, I'll start with the telescope, and if I don't see it there, then I'll try the section.
Roger. We'll give you the word when they've got it turned on, over.
Okay.
Houston, they don't have it turned on yet. We'll give you the word when they got it turned on, over.
Okay.
Oh, Apollo 11, Houston, we noticed the cryo pressure drop a moment ago. Did you stir up the cryos, over?
Roger, we've finished cycling operations.
Roger, copy out. Apollo 11, Houston. McDonald's got the laser turned on. Would you take a look? Over.
Okay, Charlie.
It's bluish green. Houston, we got some shaft and trunnion for you that might tweak it up a little bit. Shaft of 141.5, trunnion of 39.5, over. Okay, stand by. Apollo 11, Houston, if you see it, it should be coming up, appear to be coming up through the clouds. McDonald reports that there's a break in the clouds that they're beaming this thing through, over.
Roger.
Apollo 11, Houston, you can terminate the exercise on the laser. Rates are steady enough now to commence the PTC, over.
Okay, Houston, neither Neil nor Mike can see it. Incidentally, those shafts and trunnions just missed pointing at the world.
Roger, thank you.
As we are looking at it through the scanning telescope, it would be about maybe a third of an Earth radii high to the left.
Roger.
But we did identify the El Paso area, and it appeared to us to be a break in the clouds there, and we looked in that break and saw nothing.
Roger, thank you much, Al.
Houston, Apollo 11, over.
Roger, go ahead, over.
Were you following that on the disky?
Roger, stand by. Houston, what's your exact question, over?
Well, I followed the procedure through step 7 down to the point where I got 27303 enter, and this resulted in an operator error light.
Roger, stand by. Apollo 11, Houston, stand by a moment. We'll have an answer for you momentarily, over.
Okay, appreciate it, Charlie. Now the light's gone out without any further disky action.
Roger.
Oh, it's correction. Stand by. That's not so.
Roger. Apollo 11, Houston.
Yes, Apollo 11.
Roger, we finally got concurrence on our problem here, and with 50 guys looking at it. When we were sitting in the 5018, we attempted to load the erasable before you terminated the VERB 49. So, Mike, what we're going to have to do is call up the present CDUs, copy those down, then do a VERB 49, load the present, then do a proceed, then an enter, and then we can then set up attitude hold on step 6. Over.
Okay. I think that's what we did last time.
It appeared to us that we attempted to load the erasable prior to entering on the VERB 49, which VERB 49 was still running, and it clobbered the CDUs. Over.
Okay. Here's the Apollo 11. We're moving at the proper rate.
Hallelujah. Houston, it looks great to us now. Over.
Yeah, it looks fine here, Charlie. The 7/10 part's the only part I don't find explained yet.
Roger, Mike. We're working on that one right now. We're coming up with a story soon. Over.
Thank you.
Houston, we're handing over comm to a correction from Goldstone to Honeysuckle. Over.
Okay. Hello, Houston, through Honeysuckle out.
Apollo 11, Houston, go ahead. Over.
Honeysuckle, good to us through Honeysuckle. How are we now?
Roger, 5 by Mike. We'd like the Omni configuration as follows. Omni Alpha placed in Bravo. Omni to Omni. High gain track to manual. High gain yaw 270. Pitch.
This is Apollo Control. At the present time, we are handing over from the tracking site at Goldstone, California, to the site at Honeysuckle, which accounts for the noise in the transmission.
I've got S-band Omni V, Omni, track to manual, and beam wide. Pitch, you better say that again, yaw 270, over.
Roger, Buzz. I broke up at pitch minus 50 and beam wide. Over.
Roger, copy. numbers on status reports, etc.?
Say again, over.
Roger, are you ready to copy some numbers on status reports, etc.?
Roger, go ahead, over.
Okay, radiation CDR 11005, CMC 10006, LMC 09007. Medication negative. And I got some battery and RCS numbers for you.
Go ahead, over.
Battery C, 37.1. Pyro battery A and B, both 37.1. RCS Alpha 82, Bravo 84, Coca 85, Delta 87, over.
Roger, we copy radiation 11005, 10006, 09007, no medication, 37.1, 37.1, 37.1, 82, 84, 85, 87, over.
That's affirmative. And what I left GM Delta P is 1.1.
Roger, copy, 1.1. Apollo 11, Houston, please verify the 4 cryo heaters auto, the 4 fans off, over.
Okay, we've been holding O2 heater number 1 in the off position. I believe that was your last instruction. All the other heaters are auto and all fans are off, over.
Roger, stand by. 11, Houston, we'd like all heaters auto, over.
Roger, all 4 auto, all 4 fans off.
Hello, Apollo 11, Houston. As the sun sinks slowly in the west, the white team bids you good night. If we get a story on the 7/10, we can give it to you in about 15 minutes or so. If not, we'll give it to you in the morning, over.
Okay, that sounds fine, Charlie. Thanks very much. Hey, you earned your pay today, Charlie. See you.
All right, good night, all.
This is Apollo Control at 36 hours, 11 minutes. The present time, Apollo 11 is about 134,000 nautical miles from Earth. The velocity is 4,216 feet per second. During that last series of transmissions from the crew, we received a status report from Buzz Aldrin. He reported that the crew has, in the past 24 hours, taken no medication. This is similar to the crew status report that we received from them last night. We bid them good night at 36 hours, 9 minutes, or about 2 minutes ago. We anticipate that the crew will probably have a few more housekeeping-type chores aboard the spacecraft before they actually turn in. And also will probably be combining their eat period with the first part of that sleep period. At 36 hours, 12 minutes into the flight of Apollo 11, this is Mission Control, Houston. This is Apollo Control at 36 hours, 27 minutes. We have completed the processing of the unscheduled television transmission, which the crew sent down from the spacecraft at about 30 hours, 24 minutes ground elapsed time this evening. I would like to repeat that this was an apparent test of the onboard system. The crew turned the television equipment on, left it on for about 52 minutes. Some of the time we will have a picture, other parts of it we don't have good lock on, and will not have a good solid picture. We should also point out that this transmission was made with the omnidirectional antennas, which of course don't provide nearly the signal strength that we would get from the high gain antenna, which would be used. We'll play back the tape of that transmission for you at this time.
Apollo 11, this is Houston, over.
Go ahead, Houston.
11, this is Houston. Goldstone reports they're receiving a TV picture coming down from you all. A little snowy, but a good TV picture, over.
Roger, we're just testing the equipment up here.
Roger.
Ask them if they can read the numbers.
Okay, stand by. Goldstone, this is Houston, Capcom, over.
Houston, Capcom, Goldstone MNO, go ahead.
Roger, stand by a minute, Goldstone. 11, this is Houston. What numbers are you referring to, over?
Well, I guess if they can't see any numbers, why, it's kind of a lost cause.
Negative, stand by. We wanted to know what numbers before we asked them.
Okay, I'm showing them a disky, and I'd like to know whether they can read what's showing on the disky, and also whether they can see PROG, DERB, and NOUN, over.
Roger, stand by a second. Goldstone, MNO, Houston, Capcom, over.
Capcom, Goldstone, go ahead.
Roger, did you copy the spacecraft request?
That's affirmative. I am reading the numbers on our monitor here.
Okay, that's Simon. Roger, that's both the numbers on the disky itself and the little words like program, verb, noun, computer activity, things of the sort.
Roger, I can read the numbers clearly. We can't distinguish what the words are because it is a little snowy.
Roger. Thank you.
Okay, I read verb, noun, and program.
Roger, do you see over in the left-hand corner there's a big square one that says computer activity, comp activity?
Roger, I see a flash occasionally in that area.
Right, that's the one.
Okay, it looks like he's moved the camera at this time.
Roger. 11, this is Houston. Goldstone MNO reports that they can read the numbers on the disky. They can also read the verb, noun, program, and see the comp activity light flashing, over.
Very good, thank you.
And they also report you appear to have panned the camera over to another location now.
Yeah, we're going to work on something else.
Roger.
This is Apollo Control. The view that we have at the present time appears to be out the window of the command module, looking at the lunar module docking target. And we seem to have a fairly good view here of the interior of the command module. This would look to be the panel, the display panel with some of the fuel quantity dials on the right side of the cockpit. At the time these television pictures were transmitted from the spacecraft, Apollo 11 was about 121,000 nautical miles from Earth. Where we do have good signal lock-on, we got amazingly good quality from those little Omni antennas. As we've mentioned before, normally the high-gain antenna would be used for a television transmission of this sort. And we could almost make out a face in that one, and somebody's hand down at the instrument panel. That last view, just before we lost picture lockup, appeared to be the right center portion of the main display console, main display panel in the command module. For a brief moment there, we had a picture of a somewhat placid Neil Armstrong closing his eyes momentarily. Another crewman to his left, I'm not sure at this point that I can make out who it was. It did appear it might have been Mike Collins. This is Apollo Control. That concludes the replay of the test transmission from Apollo 11. That transmission occurred about 2 hours prior to the regularly scheduled TV transmission this evening. The crew apparently testing out the onboard system. We received about 52 minutes of intermittent television using the spacecraft omnidirectional antennas. And as you can see, it's particularly near the end. This appears to be just about the limit of television reception from the Omni antennas. At the time of the transmission, Apollo 11 was about 121,000 nautical miles from Earth. During the replay of that television transmission, we accumulated a very short amount of tape, one or two brief comments from the crew who are in their sleep period at this time. We'll play back that tape conversation for you now.
Hello, Apollo 11, Houston. One request, the optics switched to 0, and we're got a lot of theories on why it maneuvered at 7/10 a moment ago, Mike, but no real definite answer. We'll be back with you later, over.
Okay, no rush, Charlie.
Mike, I think we can explain that 7/10 rate. When the first time through, we failed to go through the VERB 49, so we had a large error between our actual CDU and desired CDU and roll. And with that situation, the DAP or the vehicle will roll or will maneuver rather at a rate that is loaded in, which was 3/10 plus 4/10 rate, and it will limit at 4/10 above the desired rate. So that is if we have a large enough angle between the desired and the actual, which we did. So therefore the rate was 4/10 plus 3/10, give you the 7/10, over.
Okay, thank you.
Roger.
At this time, Apollo 11 is 137,219 nautical miles from Earth. The spacecraft is traveling at a speed of 4,132 feet per second. Here in Mission Control, things have settled down into a rather quiet nighttime routine. We said goodnight to the crew at about 36 hours 9 minutes to be exact, a little over an hour ago. We did hear from them once or twice since then, and we anticipate that at this time they are probably getting settled down to begin their 10-hour sleep period. At 37 hours, 21 minutes, this is Apollo Control. This is Apollo Control at 38 hours, 26 minutes. Here in Mission Control, we're presently going through the shift change. Flight Director Glenn Lunny and his team of flight controllers are coming on to replace Gene Kranz. The capsule communicator on the upcoming shift will be astronaut Ron Evans. Flight surgeon John Ziegelschmidt reported that 2 of the 3 crewmen apparently began sleeping at about 38 hours ground elapsed time, or about 26 minutes ago. The 2 that are asleep are Command Module Pilot Mike Collins and Commander Neil Armstrong. Lunar Module Pilot Buzz Aldrin at last report was still awake. We expect the change of shift press briefing will occur at about 11:15 Central Daylight Time. At 38 hours, 27 minutes, this is Apollo Control, Houston.
This is Apollo Control, 39 hours, 40 minutes, ground elapsed time. Apollo 11 crew at this time, all 3 soundly asleep. The Space Digital's display, stand by. Space Digital's display here in Mission Control now showing 82,905 nautical miles out from the moon. Velocity 3,897 feet per second relative to the moon. Awake time 7 hours 19 minutes away. Spacecraft presently over the west central Pacific. If a line were projected back toward its nearest point on Earth. And at 39 hours 41 minutes ground elapsed time, this is Apollo Control. This is Apollo Control. 40 hours, 58 minutes ground elapsed time. Apollo 11 presently 146,300 nautical miles out from Earth. Velocity 3,917 feet per second. 6 hours, 1 minute remaining in the sleep period, the 10-hour sleep period scheduled in the flight plan. Rather quiet here during the night watch by the black team, which tonight is being headed up by Flight Director Jerry Griffin, who is spelling the usual black team Flight Director Gene Lunny. One clock here in Mission Control shows a landing time 61 hours 48 minutes from now. This similar to the entry clock, which is used in the same position in the control room toward the end of the mission, will be refined continuously as we get down to the gnat's hair or the exact second of landing. At 40 hours, 59 minutes ground elapsed time, this is Apollo Control. This is Apollo Control, 42 hours, 28 minutes ground elapsed time. The crew of Apollo 11 still asleep at this time, some 4 hours, 31 minutes remaining in the scheduled 10-hour sleep period. Altitude now from the moon, 76,529 nautical miles. Velocity from the moon, or toward the moon, 3,842 feet per second. Relative to the moon.
Okay.
When you move on into P-23, we recommend that you use the CMC computed angles for your auto maneuver and see how that works out. If it doesn't bring you up with the M line parallel to the horizon at the substellar point, we'll see if we can get you some ground computed angles. I guess the big thing here is to make sure that the M line is parallel at the substellar point so we get a good angular measurement. Over.
Yeah, I believe.
Roger, roger.
Yeah.